Jerry Brown here with Jerry Brown Travels.
Lori here.
And today we're going to talk about permanent visas in Mexico. We're going to clear up the myths, some of the confusions that are around that.
Yes, a lot of people were confusing.
Yeah, they just want to know what is the actual facts. How can they get a permanent visa in Mexico without all the confusion?
Yeah, we're going to clear it up.
So you want to get a permanent visa in Mexico. You're thinking about living down here? Okay, so now to get a permanent visa, there's two parts to this. The first part is you make your application and you submit it to a consulate outside of Mexico. So if you're in the United States or Canada, you make it in your country. The other thing is call the consulate in your area and verify basically everything I say, because in Mexico things changed constantly. And so you'll need to verify. There's a formula that Mexico uses to determine how much you're going to need to show them that you have enough money to live in Mexico. And what they do is they use a formula based on a minimum wage here. I'm not going to get into that right now because it gets a little complicated. But look in the description down below and I'll explain it there for you. Okay, now the question is, how much money do you need to have and show the Mexican government that you have enough money to live here in Mexico? Now this amount varies a lot of times because it's based on a minimum wage and a formula. And because of that, if the peso is at, say, 20 to 1, they'll tell you it's a different amount you're going to need to qualify. If it's at 10 to 1, they're going to show you need a different amount to qualify. This is the reason why people will give you different numbers. It's based on this formula, okay? So, as of today, I'm basing everything on 18.5 pesos for $1 US. Everything in this video here is based on US dollars. So to qualify on that, you need to show that you have $2,388 monthly in your savings account, your checking account. It's something that's coming in from a retirement, possibly, Social Security, a pension, something like that. They want to see every month that that amount of money is being put in that account. So you're going to need to have 6 months copies to give to the Mexican government showing you have that amount of money. Now, I don't have that type of income. I can't show that I have that monthly income coming in. Is there a way that I can show that I have assets, liquid assets, to qualify for a permanent visa? You don't have that amount of money. You can't show that. Okay. Mexican government will allow you to show that you have assets. And the assets totals, let's say, on this 18.50 pesos per dollar, as of today, is 95,524 US dollars. So if you can show that in a bank account or maybe a brokerage account. Now this is very important. Make sure that when you submit your copies and your paperwork to the Mexican government, that your name on that copy of your bank account or your brokerage account is actually your name. It has to match your passport. If it's in, let's say, a family trust and it doesn't have your name on it, then go to the bank and have them change that into your name, because the Mexican government is not going to accept that. You're going to be denied. I don't want you to be denied like that. If you're going to apply By using that, you're going to need to show them you have 12 months worth of money in that account. Bring copies in to show them you have that amount of money in there. So what you're going to need to show them is you have this $95,500 rounded up.
Now I don't have an asset that I can show that I have that $95,500 in there, nor I don't have an income showing that I have a monthly income. Can I use my home as an asset to show them I have enough money? Can I really use my home?
Now they won't take an asset like, say, a home. You have a home in your home country and it's worth $300,000. They're not going to take that. They want to see liquid assets, money that you have that you can spend down here.
Oh no, I'm not 65 years old. I'm not retired. I'm only 40 years old. Can I get a permanent visa? Or do I have to show that I'm retired? Do I have to show that? Help me. What should I do? Is it possible to get a permanent visa?
Now in the past, they didn't care what your age limit was. You could have been 25 and you could have shown that asset and you could qualify. It could have been 30, 40, 50, okay? And as I understand it today, now this is why it's important for you to contact your consulate to see if this is something that they're implementing. So if you're under, say, 50 years old, Mexican government is not allowing you to use that way of getting a permanent visa. Double check with your consulate on that.
Great. Your application is all filled out, and now you're in Mexico. Now let's go to part 2 and see what we need to do there. Very important.
So now you've made your application outside, or in your own country, I should say, outside of Mexico. They're going to stamp in your passport that you're applying for a permanent visa. Now you're going to come into the country, Mexico, and when you come in, make sure, this is very, very, very important, make sure that you only get a 30-day visa, because you will have 30 days to finish part 2 of the application for your permanent visa. Now we have used an attorney down here to take care of all of it, but you can do it yourself. Go into the immigration office in the area that you've wanted to live, that you want to live in Mexico, and make your part 2, finish up part 2 of your application there. Or in our particular case, we used an attorney, and so the attorney took care of all of that. The attorney did charge us an extra fee. Now, one of the things that's very important, when you go into the consulate, each consulate has their own guidelines and rules. There are different guidelines on how much money you need to qualify for. It's not always the same. So check out with different consulates to see. Now, when you go in, be courteous, be polite, because you don't know, because somebody may have been ahead of you and maybe they weren't polite. And so you may not be getting the service that you would like to have. So be polite and be patient with them, and be patient with yourself also. Now, the advantage of getting a permanent visa is once you make the application and once you take care of the whole process, you don't have to do it again. So it's a one time, all you need to do. Whereas a temporary, it's good up for 4 years. And so then you have to make another application with a temporary. But a permanent one time, you've taken care of, and you're in Mexico, so you don't have to worry about it. Processing time from the Mexican government could take a few hours, or it could take a few days. So you want to verify things like that.
Well, I hope that clears up any confusion you have on permanent visas. And if there's still more confusion, make a comment and we'll get back with you.
Yeah, and then we also have a temporary visa too.
Yeah, we have a video on a temporary visa. Check that one out also. And so this has been Jerry Brown.
And Lori here.
With Jerry Brown Travels.
Check it out.
Wait a minute, Lori. We didn't ask them to subscribe. We got to ask them to subscribe.
Oh, yeah, subscribe and thumb up, please.
Yeah, it's not going to be a complete video unless we ask them to subscribe.
Oh, that's right. We used to say that all the time.
Yeah, I mean, so subscribe.
How could I confusing myself?
Don't miss out. See Part 2, temporary visas, if you need that information. How about going to the beach and a cheap vacation? How about $8,000 small home in Thailand? Or some tips on buying or renting a home at the beach in Mexico. Let's take a trip to Cambodia and see how we can retire on $500. Wow, I just left the production studio and the sound room. Hey, what about being real? It's actually a corner in our office, in our home. But I'm walking the streets now looking for more videos to make. Join Lori and I. And to subscribe, just click on my face and you'll get a free video once a week. Thank you.